Hey everyone, welcome to Shimmer Girl Talks. I saw this a few weeks ago and I'm just now getting around to it. So you have this woman who said that she and her desirable friends are all single. They are ready to find this loyal man so they can settle down. How much are you willing to bet that these are women who spent their 20s brushing off the good guys, talking about they didn't need to be married, that marriage isn't a goal? They were busy having their hot girl summers. I'm not saying that's what they were doing, but let's just be for real for some of these women. Marriage was not important to them. We know in our community, and I say this quite often on my channel, white women while in college, they are getting engaged or married either while in college or right after college or a couple of years after college. Black women do not have that particular standard to look towards marriage before the age of 30. Let's just say that. So this woman and her friends, and obviously I don't know her or her friends, they finished college, they wanted to get settled into their career. And like a lot of women, they think that the man that 6'2", six pack, six figures is going to be waiting for them after college. And that's not to say that it's impossible, but apparently for them it is. Another thing, her saying that, her friends are desirable. A woman really cannot tell a man what type of woman is desirable, because if that's the case, most women would be telling men that they're supposed to like Lizzo or women that look like her. And I think Lizzo is very pretty and she's very talented, but my whole point is women cannot tell a man what he's supposed to be interested in. That's not how I really wanted to word it. So going back to this young woman, I would love to ask her if she's aware of Kevin Samuels and what she thinks about his content. Because if she is your average woman hearing Kevin Samuels, eye gets to twitching and they become enraged. If you can't listen to Kevin Samuels' content objectively, you are not ready for a husband. As I've said on my channel before, 15 plus years ago, when I used to spend time on particular forums, this was before YouTube. Like what I'm telling you guys today is the exact same thing that I was saying back then. Ladies, get your husband, start your family as a wife, then have your children. I was all kinds of cussed out, called a pick me. So this woman is 35. So I was probably talking to women in her age group, 20, 25, 30, maybe older. And the vast majority of Black women be telling me off anytime I talk about getting married, prioritize marriage, then have your children. Unfortunately, the prevailing mindset rhetoric for Black women in today's society is, I don't need a man. Marriage is not a goal. Let's decenter men. I don't need a man. So where exactly are these women's mindset? People are trying to warn young women while they're still young, before you reach the age of 30, to get yourself off the market. But y'all don't want to hear that. So you get to 35, you get to 40, then you want to double back and ask, okay, well, where are the men? Where are the good men? And you have women like myself trying to warn you now before you get to this point. And here's another thing. So many women are dreamers, and I get it. There's nothing wrong with having standards. And see, before I go any further, if you don't understand my content and you're triggered and you're saying that I'm telling you to lower your standards and not have standards, then my platform is not for you. I'm not telling any woman not to have standards whatsoever. But what I am telling young women is to be realistic. Because while you might want that 6'2" man, and nothing wrong with dreaming or wanting that, but the man that's best for you might be 5'11". And it's a lot of women out here who are not going to take heed to what other women are trying to tell them. I have no dog in this. I am a happily married woman trying to get other women to experience what I have. And that's something else. I've had women come at me. You know, it's funny for a group of women who swear that they are not pressed for marriage. Marriage is not a goal. They are some of the most angriest women, calling me all kinds of names. So somebody is lying. My advice to young women who want a husband, I'm talking about women who want a husband. I think Kevin Samuels is a very good person to listen to, the late, great Kevin Samuels. And even in death, that man is still triggering women to this day. And that's what I mean. If you don't understand my content and your eye is twitching, please scroll by, because my content isn't for you. And unfortunately, most content geared towards Black women is all of these dreams and being unrealistic. A lot of those content creators are keeping y'all single. And personally, I feel listening to Kevin Samuels with an objective ear, it might not feel good listening to what he has to say, but if you are sincere about wanting a husband, I think he is a valuable person to listen to. And if you don't want to listen to a man, find some traditional minded female platforms. And there are a few out there. The traditional minded female platforms, the ones I listen to anyway, we're all married. There's one that's not, what's her name? Chantel Simone. She's not a married woman, but she gets it. The other women I listen to, the Crimson Cure, Dee Dee, Chess, Sade, and there's some more. Sorry if I didn't name you. We are all married women, and we're all trying to help young women acquire that. Another thing to ask is, are you wife material? Are you ready to be a wife? A lot of women think that by virtue of being a woman, that they're automatically a wife. No, you're not. And especially if you didn't grow up seeing it. My mother, and I've shared this on my channel before, she left my stepfather, when I was 7. And so from 7 on into my adult years, I did not see my mother interacting with a husband. Thankfully, I had women in my family as well as friends who had husbands, and I didn't realize that I was learning how to be a wife through watching them. But even after I became a wife and got married, I still had to learn certain things within my marriage. Men and women operate differently. So I'm saying all of this for a reason. These women, they might be looking for, a husband, or looking for a man that's being loyal, but are they wife material? That's the question of the day. Because a lot of women, because society and the sisterhood in particular is so anti-male, a lot of women have internalized the anti-male rhetoric, and a lot of them are going to find it hard to connect with a man because they are operating from a place of fear, frustration, jaded, which is one reason why you should not be out there letting every man in creation on your body, because then you're not going to be able to pair bond. So it would be interesting to know where this woman and her friends' minds are in regards to men and having a husband. You can't fly off at the mouth with a husband the way you can with one of your girls or maybe other people. You can't talk to me and your husband crazy. And I'm going off on a tangent because, for her, because, we need Kevin Samuels. We need another person like him who can break down not only, why you're single and what you can do to change that narrative for yourself. Because I'm willing to bet, and again, I don't know this woman, but I'm willing to bet she's got a chip on her shoulder, and I could be wrong. She thinks she's all that in a bag of chips. She's got that sisterhood mentality in her mind, and I say this on broken record repeat. For young ladies who want a husband, get away from the sisterhood. Block the channels, get off those platforms, and seek out traditional minded female/wife platforms. And that's my message for today.